always a pain when it comes to Manchester United this season alone, right? There's so much things that come out today that I have to discuss.
It's showtime.
Welcome back to MUFC Realist TV and Beat the Press.
In today's fan forum show news broadcast, we're going to talk about Ratcliffe bid exposed as per this thumbnail. Apparently, a tender document has been submitted to the New York Stock Exchange, but we also have a clear path to the entire bidding process of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, thanks to this Swedish Rumble tweet, what we're going to dive into as well. And lo and behold, juicy bits, tweets coming out from Ben Jacobs, breaking news that 92 Holding Foundation and Sheikh Jassim was never serious. They withdrew the bid in the October 15th, claiming there's no proof of fund. Is this a play for the gallery to make the current bidder look good? We're going to talk about that one as well. But there is always a big but in this story, and the elephant is still in the room, because lo and behold, later on, a few hours later, from Ben Jacobs, he followed up with a breaking news tweet while we were live, saying the Sheikh Jassim's bid team are now seeking a corrective statement from MUC SEC filing. The question is, who is lying here? Who is benefiting from here? I want to hear from your opinion as well. I want to hear from you, because we're going to play the breaking news clip from yesterday's podcast with Vicky and Andy Tate. Enjoy the show.
Please stay tuned to find out these top stories with your host, Mick Ruby. Welcome to Beat the Press. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not going to talk much. I want to sort of engage with the community. This is a fan forum. This is a town hall meeting. Everyone that's tuning in, feel free to come in with your comments. We're going to go through the news. I don't going to dive into much of this takeover. I just want to hear your opinions. Do you find it BS? Or, I want to hear your opinion. And then we can apply our logic and reason to what's coming out as well. Guys, you guys seen everything that's come out today. Like, you saw this controversial Qatari bid, been reported in the media by Ben Jacobs and everyone else to say there's no proof of funds, and, spinning it that, all the way through the process, they didn't provide any proof of funds, and they tried to say that this is the reason for the delay. Andy, have you read it? Have you read it thoroughly? And what did you believe in? What is your opinion?
I say, mate, I don't trust any of the press, mate. And it's only for their agenda to suit their needs, because they're not in control of Manchester United. It's just basically get yourself inside the room, get yourself on the sofa with your tea and biscuits, be nice and cozy. And that's what the press are. They're all for themselves. They're not helping Man United. They're all for themselves. So I don't believe anything with the media anymore. There are some good journalists out there. Andy Mitten is one of them. He's one of the best. He's been doing it like 35 years. And just don't believe any of them anymore. So I take it with a pinch of salt. Like you say, Ben Jacobs, it's all about their own agenda. Because if Qatar had got in, no access. You're not at the table anymore. No more chocolate biscuits and tea for you, mate, and free coffee. That's it. So yeah. Now we've got.
What about you, Vicky? Yeah. What about you, Vicky? What have you? What's your take on the story that came out today? There's so much to come out, and plus I'm gonna share a tweet with our friend Swedish Rumble as well, my good mate as well. So, we're gonna unpack everything here a little bit, cool and composed.
Well, actually, some things have to be done, with proper practice and everything. So what can you believe? Because you haven't just got the Glazers to be thinking about. You've got all the B shareholders, etc., etc. So you can't tell me that they've got their wool pulled over their eyes. It just can't be true. All of them be true.
No. Yeah. And what about you, Jarvis? What have you read today, Jarvis? Big up, welcome, Jarvis, as well.
Hi, Jarvis.
Hey, with the bird. Hey, Andy, how you doing, mate?
Hey, Jarvis, I'm okay, thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you all. No,
you call me Vicky by now, right?
Okay. Hey, Vicky.
Formerly Vicky.
I just want to say, I read some tweets, Ben Jacobs and what's that guy in Telegraph?
James Tucker.
Yeah, James Tucker. Yeah. So basically, what to believe, some reports say one thing, some other reports say another thing. We remember what we read during the process. So yeah, it's hard for me to debunk at the moment. I think we need more information before we can actually do a full conclusion. But we will know all the truth, and all the facts will come out there after a while. So this, I don't think it's just a slow news day for me when I read stuff like this.
Yeah. On a high level, though, I'm just going to read through the article here, what I'm seeing here right now. And basically, it's basically saying that Qatari bid to buy Manchester United failed to provide proof of funds throughout the drawn-out sales process and never had a bid that was above 5 billion, according to the reports. The facts laid out to the United States, I mean, this is the government of the United Securities Exchange Commission, which is the SEC, right? A filing released on Wednesday to raise questions about the nature of the offer, as well as much as the public relations around it. So basically, there is a government body to make sure that there's no hanky-panky or there's no stock manipulation. But on the other hand, you know, I've been following the sales process very rigorously, like, you know, and, you know, yeah, I support 100% Glazers out. Like, you know, all I wanted for this club as a fan is a full ownership, 100% Glazers out, right? And of course, we've been looking and we've been sold a pipe dream. You come out with different statements, manifesto, one appealing 100% to the fans, development of the new stadium, everything. So they're coming out to spin that it's all PR and lies, that they all lie to us in certain ways. There's one point. But number two, when it comes to the SEC, right? You know, during this process, like a Rainy Group was handling all these communications. They appointed 50 lawyers. They paid about 20 million out of the Glazers' pocket to pay for these lawyers. But why would you then fuck around? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this filing, there has to be, since we are a public listed company under the Cayman Islands legislations, there has to be equal buyouts for Class A and Class B. So what they're saying here is, they refused to bid for both equal shares for Class A and Class B, which is non-compliant when you look at the people that had behind them. You're talking about Shabazz, which was Bank of America, legal. They appointed really professional people, right? And basically saying that the bid was below evaluation, and this was always challenging, like in certain ways. But when you do the directors and fitness test, which is currently what Ratcliffe is doing right now, you're also seeing that they have to also, supply the filings to the New York Stock Exchange, the SEC, like, to get approved. Now, since this is kind of coming to an end, they release the reports to the SEC because they have to be transparent, like, to disclose when you've gone through the strategical review. So you have to sort of disclose the timeline and the bid and stuff like that. It's not that the SSC is saying that it's hanky-panky. So it can look at it is like a little bit of a, maybe like a little bit of a PR spin from the Glazers side to make that 25% look good, or it can be, it might be the case. We never know at the end of the day. But if this is the case, guys, like, I just want to sort of keep it short and sweet here. Wouldn't you then expect, like, instead of being smeared like this in public, if you were Sheikh Jassim and 92 Holding Foundation, to come out with the statement that this is not true or this is true, or would you just keep silent?
I think I would come out, I would come out and show you had the funds in place, because basically they're making mud stick to you. So, like you say, the British press threw so much mud on the bid by Sheikh Jassim, doubted everything left, right, and centre, questions, and pushed and pushed and pushed. And they were all, like you say, like, what's the old term? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's what they've done with Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe and all these cronies. So I would come out and just be graciously, just show the English press for what they are. And then, like, just go away. Just go away, but knowing you've cleared your innocence, this, that, and the other. You had the funds in place, you were ready, and it just shows the greed of the Glazers. Just show the press and show the Glazers for the greedy parasites and, let's say, backstabbing journalists that they are with the press. That's all, and you can just move on. And like you say, you want to buy another football club and it comes back to bite them. That's up to them.
Yeah. What's your thoughts regarding this, Vicky?
Me? Well, you can't change the future with the past. So what does it matter? Like, it's a bit like having an ex-boyfriend. Don't need to know about it anymore. Don't need to know. Get off.
Move on. Yeah.
Or ex-girlfriend, move on. Yeah. I'm going to present you the Swedish Rumble's tweet, like just to sort of give a little bit clarity. Swedish Rumble is a friend of mine. He's a friend of the channels, but when he tweets, he puts logic. He's a lawyer as well, by the way, business lawyer as well in emergency positions.
I did read all that stuff he put out for Christmas. Just with all the list of all the paperwork with the deal. Yeah. He put it out just after, I think, Christmas Day or something. Yeah, and I did read as much as I can before my eyes fell out on the computer screen.
Okay, let me add this to the stage, guys, and let me pull this up. Right, basically, he goes very, very descriptive to say description of the events leading up to the day is very interesting. What he says: first offer from Ratcliffe was $22 per share, only regarded on controlling state of B shares and valued the club approximately £3.5 billion. Right. Second offer from Ratcliffe on the 23rd of March regarding all the Glazers B shares, which was 60% with bought initially and the remaining 40% in the 3 trenches. Like we're talking about 3 to 4 to 5 years. This March offer valued the club at 4.5 billion, and the bid did not include the A shareholders. And that's why you had that, complaints regarding the, the minority investors. Like, you had that potential lawsuit, right? And then it continues to say, Rain continued to negotiate with Ratcliffe. This resulted in Ratcliffe on the 28th of April sending a new offer to the club, which was directly a copy of the March offer. Lol. It was direct copy, according to him. On the 19th of May, Ratcliffe increased his offer by amending the March offer through increasing the payment for the first 60% to $28 to $33 per share. And this is where it stops, $33 per share, right? At this point, the valuation reached approximately to 4.8 billion pounds, right? And this is interesting because then you had a period when David Hellier at Bloomberg were reporting that the bid was dead out of the water, right? So he initially put in a proposal on 60%, increased it to share price evaluation from both Class A and Class B on $33 per share. Towards the end of July, Ratcliffe returned with an alternative transaction structure, which we're seeing today regarding. Then he goes down to lower down 25% of the shares. And this is what I cannot wrap my head around, right? So basically, 19th of May, between there and at the end of July, the structure is the same, $33 per share. Instead of 60%, he goes down to 25%, right? On October 13th, the identical details of the current deal was proposed by Ratcliffe, which is the one mentioned, the deviation being the rights to make transaction with the B shareholders. From this point until the entry of the agreements, the fine points were being negotiated. This must be said to have progressed a snail pace. They weren't exactly writing a Marcel Proust novel, but perhaps not odd with the Glazers involved. Now, for me, I read this and I go like, okay, why would you then go here, right? When you go on the 30th, you do a new improve bid, 60%, you increase the valuation, you still keep it the same, but here was the report is dead out of the water, 60%, and you increase the $33 per share according to a Cayman Island fair trading. You got to buy everyone out on equal, right? And then you will go down here all of a sudden, end of July. Something happened here that he's just all of a sudden dropped down to 25%, but still on $33 per share, guys. What's your take on this, guys? Like, I want to hear from you guys in the VR room and Jarvis and Vicky and everything. This sounds a little bit strange. Like you initially go for an intention to have 60%, $33 per share, and then all of a sudden, 2 months later, you drop it down to 25%.
I mean, was it from his own personal fortune, or was it from Ineos? Ineos had access to the books, so I don't know. Ineos makes more than Manchester United. That's been clearly stated globally as well. So I don't understand figures and all that, but it sounds fishy to me. But I really can't. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not an accountant. I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street. Is any of this legal? Absolutely not. So that's my take on it. I can only say that.
Yeah. I would go by the way that there was a lot of talk about bringing on debt onto Ineos. It being loaned at the time. Has that got any part to do with it? That they were talking about being a loan share, but then he said it wasn't going to have debt when they bought it because they couldn't. Or is it just because of inflation and the way the market was going?
But
maybe.
I don't know.
No.
Maybe.
We'll
Jarvis,
never know, but how important is it now?
No, it's not important, but I'm just saying that something happened in between, right? So, and I raised the question because we have to raise the question. Why would you go from 60%, $33 per share to 25, unless you had some agreement with the Glazers to say, like, listen, let's stay in control together. Let's do this, right? Because it's coming out, reports were coming out to say that $33 per share is what, you have to buy out all the Class B and Class A shares, right? You know, man. So if somebody comes in within 18 months, they all profit, like, because you have to bid over $33 per share for everything. So all of a sudden you will have your evaluation, what you're seeking for, like, which was always reported like around $8 to $10 billion, right? So this might be some agreement that I had in between, which led to, okay, you don't have to go 60%, take 25%, give us some money. And it's also reported that each glazer now gets about 970 million each right now. But where's the rest of the money going through? So, we see also the reports, the investment pledge fund from, Ratcliffe himself is going to pump in 300 million, and that's going to lower down the FFP wages and stuff like that. But something happened there in between, which pretty much might have pissed off the Qataris to say, look,
Mick, I don't want to interrupt, but there's a tweet just come out. I don't know. It's on Manchester United Forever, and it says, breaking, Sheikh Jassim's team are now seeking a corrective statement from MUFC's SEC filing. What does that mean? Sources close to Jassim's bid team, the filing, which is made by MU Plc, unilaterally without consulting or having to verify with other parties.
Manchester United PLC.
Refrains from discussing the most basic and inflexible facts. So I think he's just curious because of the media reporting. So he wants to correct. I think he just wants to correct it.
Well, there you have it. That was yesterday. And the question is, who is lying? Because Ben Jacobs came out to say it was the breaking news. For you that don't understand, I'm going to break it down very, very simple terms. That means that Sheikh Jassim's teams claim that the SEC filing omits basic facts, including financial guarantees provided. They claim they have been compliant all the way through the process, submitted both Class A and Class B shares, and providing proof of funds all along. So the question is, who is lying here? Is it the Glazers? Is it a PR spin? Is it Sheikh Jassim's camp trying to say, listen, watch it carefully because this is misinformation and we can sue you? Or could that Swedish Rumble tweet exposing the cahoots, what they've been doing to Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers? What happened in between May and end of July when it was actually 60% bid on $33 per share, and to finally drop down to 25% with 60% share on $33 per hour? It's confusing. Did Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe come to agreement here to do something here? It all sounds fishy to me. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from your opinion, because this is absolutely a mess. Because as we disclosed, they've been going over a strategic review and they've submitted everything that's been going on during this bid process to the SEC to seek approval for Jim Ratcliffe. So is them saying that to smear the Sheikh Jassim's camp, to say they were never legal, they were never this, they never had any proof of funds? Well, hang on a second. This is Sheikh Jassim 92 Holding Foundation biting back. This is going to be very interesting to follow. Personally, I know what you're thinking. We are tired about this sales takeover, but we want to know. Tell us the truth. No more lies. You know, at the end of the day, we want what's best for the club. We want, personally, me want 100% full sales takeover, no Glazer. But I'm tired of these lies. It's going to be interesting to see what's developing further in this, and could there be any losses involving this. Manchester United PLC circus continues to spin. It's Monty Python and the Flying Circus. If you know, you know. Guys, this has just been a recording and a clip, but at the end of the day, leave your comments, leave your feelings. Let us know what you think and what you believe. Are you tired of this? Is Sheikh Jassim lying? Is Sir Jim Ratcliffe? Is it Glazers lying? What about Rainy Group? What do they play in this role? It's been Mick Ruby wishing you a very pleasant morning. I had my say, we had our say, and hopefully we made you a better day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and we shall see you to the next one. Glazers out. Bye for now. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.